Yo, what is good with y'all boys, man? It's Ryan here, and I'm back on this beast once again, man. And today we have a tier list ranking video. Yes sir. So yeah, as y'all can see, we have literally almost every single Galaxy Opal in the game except for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because obviously, you know, nobody has him yet. And also the duplicate cards. For example, we don't have 75th anniversary Steph and Curry, but we do have the other promo card, Steph and Curry. They're basically the same card, but you know. I do want to mention that I did forget to include Ja Morant, but just know that Ja Morant is going to be on the S tier, so yeah, enjoy the video. But as you can see, we're going to be ranking them from the S tier all the way down to the D tier. So let's get right into this video. But before we do, make sure to like and subscribe, and also, I want to say thank you for all of the get well wishes, get well soon wishes from yesterday. I appreciate y'all. I did have a pretty bad headache, I'm not gonna lie, but we good now, we back now. But let's get right into this, man. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Let's go. All right, starting off at number 1, we have Luka Donzich. Usually Luka cards are really good, but because of his jump shot's like mad slow. I'm gonna have to put him in the B tier. Usually I would put Luka in the S or A tier, and B tier is kind of generous, honestly, but he's still a pretty good card. It's just his jump shot is a little slow, especially for a shooting guard, and the fact that he can't play point guard is pretty bad too. So for Allen Iverson, you already know I hate this card, so he's automatically going to the D tier. But that's just me. For those that don't know, I hate Allen Iverson cards. No matter how good they are, I hate them. Despise them. They're horrible. I just hate Allen Iverson cards. I don't know why. I don't know why. But is this card good? Yes. So honestly, I should have him in the A to S tier, but I'm gonna have him in the D tier just because of my pride. Andre Iguodala, a reward collector card, is an S tier card. You already know Andre Iguodala cards are top tier cards every year. Defensively, he's great. Offensively, he's great. He always has that silky smooth jump shot. And if you're close to getting this card, I recommend you know, buy up all the cards that you need and get this card, because this card is a demon, bro. Hate playing against this card. I wish I had this card, but it is what it is. Next up, we have Antoine Jameson. Antoine Jameson is always a really good card to have. If you have this card, you are most definitely lucky. But I am going to put him in the A tier just because of how much MT it takes to actually get this card. Just for the one card alone, it takes, you know, a good amount of MT for it. But if you do have the MT, I would say get this card, because this card is cash. He has the same jump shot from last year, I believe, and that jump shot is green almost every time. Defensively, he's pretty good as well. And if you have this card, you're pretty lucky. And if you don't have this card, but you have the MT, I would say go for this card. Next up, Anthony Davis. You already know Anthony Davis is on the S tier automatically. This card is a beast. Defensively, he is a stopper. You're not going to be able to paint match when this card is in the paint. Guarantee you this card is going to stop every single paint masher in the game. His shot is pretty good too, so defensively, offensively, really good. And honestly, I'm thinking about picking up this card for my center. Baron Davis, you get him from the token rewards market. This card, I would say, is I want to put him in the S tier, but I also want to put him in the A tier. But I'm gonna put him in the S tier because he's a defensive stopper. I believe if you have a defensive coach or even just a balanced coach, his takeover is a lockdown takeover. I believe that is a fact. I know he does have defense. I know he does have lockdown takeover when he does have defensive coach. I can't remember if it's a balanced coach. I've seen gameplay with this card, and this card is nice. He has that Damian Lillard jump shot, which is probably like top 5 jump shots in the game right now, honestly. In my opinion, I'm very cash with Dame, and he has the exact same jump shot. So offensively, this card is a beast. All right, next up we have Christopher Bosh. A lot of people like to disrespect this card. I don't know why. I think it's because of the defense. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think not a lot of people like Chris Bosh's defense, but I like this card. You know, I would put him in the S tier because he's not expensive at all to get. His jump shot is cash in my opinion, and I believe I could hold it down defensively with this card. Honestly, I don't know why he gets so much hate, but honestly, I would pick up this card. Next up, you have Danny Granger. I haven't really played against this card to really know if he's all that or not, but based off of prior knowledge of how usually Danny Granger cards are, I would put him in the S tier, but I hate the fact that you have to go through Unlimited with him, so I'm gonna put him in the A tier, just because there's a lot of sweats on Unlimited, and so far, I think I've played against 6 league players. Yeah, about 6 league players and a few qualifiers for 250k. Not only trying to get this card, but you know, previous unlimited cards as well. And I just hate unlimited. This is literally my least favorite mode in the game, honestly. I hate it. I just hate how sweaty it is. But I do want this card just because I love dating Granger cards. Ever since 2K19, he's always been a really good card for me. So alright, for our next Galaxy Opal, we have Demar Derozan. Y'all already know we put in Demar Derozan on the S tier. Demar Derozan is such a good card, bro, and he's so easy to get. If you don't have this card, I recommend you get this card right now, bro, because he has that same jump shot that he shares with T-Mac, Bailey Howell, all of them. That's super easy to green. Defensively, he's a beast, and he can dunk on anybody basically. So this card is basically just a jack of all trades, and the fact that he's free, crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a free DeMar DeRozan card that you can actually like grind to get. Next up, we have Dennis Rodman. This is a weird card right here because usually Dennis Rodman cards aren't that good, especially offensively, but I think this card is straight offensively. Obviously, he's really good defensively. I don't know what his jump shot actually looks like. I don't know if it's the same from previous years, but if it is, I'm gonna have to put him at the B tier, honestly, just because defensively he's gonna be great. But you can also get other cards probably cheaper than him. I don't know how much he's going for. I'm pretty sure he's probably under 100k, but you can probably get cards cheaper than him that's better offensively, about the same defensively as well. That's why I have him in the B tier. Next up, we have Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell really has no weaknesses other than his height, and that's why I'm putting him in the A tier. If he was taller than 6'1", I will honestly put him in the S tier. Despite his height, he still has, like, I believe a 90 perimeter defense. His interior defense is, I believe, in the 70s, like a 79 or something like that. Nothing too high, but it's nothing too bad either. Also, I believe he does have Hall of Fame clamps as well, which most definitely helps for a 6'1" guard trying to guard up against other people. But yeah, for me though, I'm gonna have him in the A tier just because of his height, because usually I like to put my point guard on maybe like the small forward or something like that. And with the way how paint matching is in this game, all people do is back you down and press X in the paint. It's horrible gameplay, I know. I wish they would fix it, but that's the only reason why I have him in the A tier, just because of his height. Alright, next up is Giannis. Obviously, you already know Giannis is going to the S tier. It's Giannis. What I have to say about Giannis card. Jason Tatum automatically goes to the S tier. Although it is pretty hard to get this card. Once you do get this card, you're gonna realize that it all paid out because this card is a beast. His jump shot, silky smooth. His defense, everything's on lockdown. His playmaking is pretty good as well. All the weaknesses that usually come with the Jason Tatum card with him, like having a slow jump shot or being slow off the dribble or something like that. This card does not have those weaknesses. Alright, next up, we have Kevin Durant. I just realized that we have 2 Kevin Durants. I accidentally put 2 Kevin Durants, but they're basically the same card. I just think that the NBA 75 has 1 extra Hall of Fame badge, and the regular Signature Series one has a extra gold badge or something like that. For Kevin Durant, we're gonna have him in the S tier because this card is crazy. Obviously, his offense is always gonna be there. He's great playmaking, great shooter. He's just a really good card, and the fact that he's 6'9" and able to dribble like a point guard is pretty crazy as well. Because I even think he has like a 90 something speed with ball. It's like a 92 or something like that speed with ball, which is crazy for a 6'9" player. Alright, next up, we got Klay Thompson. It's Klay Thompson. Ever since the beginning of the year, we're gonna have him in the S tier. Ever since the beginning of the year, card's been a beast. He's been a beast ever since the beginning of the year. His dribble moves are literally like one of the best in the game. Jump shot, obviously, it's gonna be silky smooth. Defensively, obviously, gonna have everyone on lockdown. So this card is just an all-around type of card, and if you have him, great. If you don't, I would probably look into getting this card if you actually need a shooting guard small forward. Up next, we got LeBron James. We're gonna put him in the S tier just because I mean, it's LeBron. This card is always a really good card. I don't know if they changed up his jump shot on current gen, because it used to be pretty bad. He couldn't even shoot corner shots, and the green window was like pretty bad. But on next gen though, his jump shot is really nice. Obviously, really easy to green. But if they are the same jump shot, that's really good. If not, I probably will have him on the A tier. Next up, we got Maurice Lucas. I have him higher than the D tier because I don't hate nobody more than I hate Allen Iverson. But I also hate Maurice Lucas now, just because I didn't get him on my last Ascension board. He's a pretty good card, but he wouldn't make it on my team though. Not only saying that because I'm salty, just saying that because he actually really would not make it onto my team. But yeah, I don't hate him at as much as I hate Allen Iverson. So I'm gonna have him in the C tier just because of that, and also because I didn't have any cards in the C tier. So alright, next up we got Yao Ming. I'm gonna have him in the A tier for this one. Although Yao Ming's a really good card, it's just the fact that now those playoff push challenges. But we got people like DeAndre Ayton and Brook Lopez, and all those cards are just as good as Yao Ming. But honestly, I would say I probably would like Brook Lopez more than I like Yao Ming, just because he can actually shoot. But also, I have him in the A tier, not only because there's other centers out there that you can get, but also the fact that you have to go all the way to level 40, which I know a lot of people don't like to do. There's just other nice substitutes out there that you can get without hitting level 40 and doing all those challenges and stuff like that. So that's why I have him in the A tier. Alright, next up, we got Paul Pierce. I'm gonna put Paul Pierce in the A tier as well, even though this card, I believe he's really good. I believe he's a really good card. I don't know if anybody has him, but based off the stats, I believe he's a really good card. It's just too expensive to have him. I believe you have to collect 2,800 cards, which is a lot of MT. And, I mean, you can get another card that's cheaper. For example, I mean, you can get DeMar DeRozan, who plays the exact same position that you can get for free. But yeah, that's the reason why I have Paul Pierce in the A tier. Next up, we have Reggie Lewis. Yeah, we're gonna put him right here. I can't get this card, but this card is really good. He's nice. I just can't get this card, so I just hate this card right now. Next up, we got Steph and Curry. Steph and Curry, we're gonna have in the A tier, just because the defense is somewhat of a liability. Other than his defense though, Stephen Curry is really nice. Offensively, obviously, you know, he's going to be a 3-point hunter, so if you like a 3-point hunt and you need a point guard and you have the MT for it, pick up this Stephen Curry. I mean, a really nice card to have. Just know that defensively you might have struggles. Next up, we have Terry Cummings. I don't know too much about this card. I just know you need 1,000 wins and triple threat offline, which is literally like one of my least favorite modes in the game. That's why I have him in the B tier. I hate playing triple threat offline. Also, I don't know too much about this Terry Cummings card. I have not seen any gameplay of this card at all. Don't feel like playing 1,000 games for this card. So yeah. Next up, we have Tony Parker. I actually played against this card because my friend actually has him, and he's a pretty good card offensively. But I'm still gonna put him in the B tier just because he's sitting at 6'2", and I believe his perimeter defense is like a low 80s. Like I want to say like an 84, and his interior defense is in the 50s, which is god awful. And on top of that, he can't even dunk. So yeah, this card, he's good offensively. I mean, he has a pretty good jump shot. He's really quick with the ball. He's really shifty, don't get me wrong. It's just the fact that he can't dunk, and his defense is god awful. Last but certainly not least, we have Zion Williamson. I'm actually gonna put this card in the B tier just because his jump shot is horrible. I hate his jump shot animation, although he does have a pretty high jump shot rating. I think it's like at 88 or something like that. But other than that though, I mean, Zion is a pretty good card, I want to say. Basically, he's pretty good offensively. He's alright, you know, obviously he can dunk on anybody. But also no, actually, hold on. Also, the fact that his speed with ball isn't as fast as I want it to be either. Things like at an 80. Like, this card would be super cheesy at the center position if his speed with ball was at least at like an 85 or something like that. But this card would be super cheesy, bro. But that's why I have him in the B tier, just because of his playmaking abilities and also his jump shot animation. There you have it. That is my tier list right there, from the S tier all the way down to the D tier. Let me know what would y'all change about this. You know, this is obviously strictly just off of my opinions alone. Let me know if there's something that y'all would change about this. Of course, I mean, y'all will obviously change something about this, obviously. But yeah, just let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're on our way to 1.8K, you already know. But yeah, this is Bro Ryan, man. Not this BZ.